Good morning, all you beautiful beings of light. Happy holidays, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Charlotte. We enjoy having you here, all you beautiful um, Facebookers and everyone here on Zoom and all you love streamers out there. We're so happy to have you. I am your host, Horace. And if this is your first time, we are delighted that you have chosen to join us today. With modern technology, we are extremely grateful for the opportunity to touch so many lives on this planet, and especially all of you there on Facebook. We enjoy having you here, and all our Zoomies here. And so we want you to know that we share in the wonderful happenings here at CSO Charlotte. So please feel free to visit our website, csoCharlotte.org. Put in a prayer request and subscribe. We add our recordings to our website each and every week. So, who and what is CSL Charlotte? So let me tell you all about who we are. The Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte is a new thought community living in ancient wisdom philosophy based on the science of mind. The science of mind philosophy was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Ernest Holmes. Dr. Holmes was a man on a mission. He studied truths from all of the world's religious traditions and spiritual paths. Holmes developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into our world. So at CSL Charlotte, every philosophy is honored along with every race, sexual orientation, and physical distinction. This is a diverse community. Let me say that again. This is a diverse community, and there are many paths to the divine. We can call it God, peace, love, spirit, infinite mind. It really doesn't matter what you call the I am presence. It is that power that lives and resonates within you. You do not have to leave your philosophy or nature of knowledge. You can join us anytime because we recognize and refer to many of the holy scriptures, such as the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Upanishads, and the Bhagavad Gita. And that is just to name only a few. So let me tell you about our vision here at CSO Charlotte. It is to continue a spiritual community, creating and preparing a succession of future leaders who can fully integrate, teach, and expose this science mind philosophy, principles, messages, and practices that strengthen mind, body, and spirit of each and every individual. One of our aims is to create a high collective consciousness for everyone in this community. We teach everyone the tools to do just that. So come and join us as we meet each Tuesday for our group consciousness meeting at 6 p.m. We're going to tell you a lot more about that in our opportunities. So welcome everyone and enjoy our services as we celebrate this powerful being which lives within each and every one of us. So before I pass the mic over to our illustrious spiritual leader, I want to leave you with this thought. Healing, I want you to hear this carefully. Healing is not just the removal of symptoms. It is the return of life and the living of it. And that's by Dr. Eon. So hold that thought. And I'm going to now pass the mic over to our fabulous, illustrious leader, Reverend Rosedale.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. What a wonderful way for me to think of the beauty of alchemy, Brother Horace. Thank you, our wonderful MC of the day. And welcome everybody to CSL Charlotte, the Mind, Body, Spirit Center. So, in celebrating our integration of these three strands, I'll start calling them now, the mind, body, and the spirit, we at CSL Charlotte opened up our Sunday celebration service with an affirmative prayer. So the first person on our platform today happens to be the heartbeat of CSL Charlotte. This is the emeritus spiritual practitioner, Maureen Thurston, to me, AKA Mo. My girl loves to write those prayers for you guys. She loves to speak based on from her heart, just based on whatever she sees, because she's speaking from her heart to yours. And let me just tell you, if you didn't get a prayer from Mo, you did not put in a prayer request. So go to our website right now and put in a prayer and make sure this prayer request is something you really, really want to do, because it can be anywhere from some things going great in your life and to things that you would like to see more of in your life. So whatever you like, or you may want to just praise yourself this holiday season. So that's a good thing too. So Mo, would you please do us the honors with your beautiful voice and let us hear from your beautiful heart today?
Thank you, Reverend Rosedale. So let's just kind of settle in again for a real quick moment here and just take in that collective breath, focusing that attention down into that heart space within each and every one of us. For what I know about spirit is that that is the place where spirit resides within each and every one of us. For there is no one that does not have that divine presence within. And so as we turn collectively into that space, I know that when we come from that heart, we hear with an internal ear the messages that Reverend Rosedale is going to share with us today. And we will take from this amazing message that which is ours to chew on for the rest of the week. And so I know that this service is blessed. I know that everything runs smoothly and easily for everyone on the platform and for everyone sitting at home. So as I release and I let go, I let God, I know that this service is blessed by each and every one of us. And together we collectively say, and so it is.
Oh, and so it is. So that's powerful, Mo. Thank you so much for bringing it in. So our reader today, she's what I call our living library. And all I have to do is tell Karen A. from Sheepshead Bay what I want to talk about. She always has something in her collection. She's another person that needs to, all she don't need to go any further than her house to find something beautiful and thoughtful for us to hear. So I draw your attention to Karen A. from Sheepshead Bay because she brings the talk to us. She brings it alive. So it's all about the beauty of alchemy, and she's going to bring it to life for us in her reading. So I invite you to listen to this awesome song that's coming up right behind her called Everything Must Change, because see, since the talk is about the beauty of alchemy, you're going to understand that alchemy is all about change in some kind of way, transmutation, possibly transformation. So let's just listen to the song and let it open us up. So after Karen A's reading this song, you will be getting what you're designed to receive, because alchemy, like I said, is about transformation. Everything must change. So listen to that song. So Karen A, make it do what it do today.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the reading today is from the book Revelation in Thought by John Hargraves. And the first sentence here I just want to read is that the 3 degrees refer to states of thought, modes of perception, not to the passage of time. So these degrees of thought, I just find it interesting every now and then to check in myself and to see where I am with this. But this is the translation. He calls it the scientific translation of mortal mind, which he really means the human mind. And the first degree he names depravity. So this is not in relation to time. This is just how our thoughts move. So he calls the first degree physical, and the attributes to that are evil beliefs, passions, appetites, fear, depraved will, self-justification, pride, envy, deceit, hatred, revenge, sin, sickness, disease, and death. Then the second degree he names moral. And the qualities there, so the first degree he calls unreality, and this degree he calls transitional qualities. Moral is the title, and the qualities under that are humanity, honesty, affection, compassion, hope, faith, meekness, temperance. Then the third degree he names understanding, and he calls this reality. This is not just his belief, this is backed by another system of spiritual system of thinking, but so he calls this degree spiritual, and those qualities he names as wisdom, purity, spiritual understanding, spiritual power, love, health, holiness. In the third degree, the last one there, the human mind disappears and man as God's image appears. Then he translates the immortal mind, he calls it, or God, or whatever name you want to give it, as God. And the attributes there, the names he gives there are divine principle, life, truth, love, soul, spirit, mind. Man, and then he gives those attributes as God's spiritual idea, the individual, perfect, and eternal. Then he defines idea as the Webster's dictionary, an image in mind, the immediate object of understanding. So those are the what he would call regeneration, really. So regeneration, as the word implies, refers to the birthplace or origin of thought. And when thought proceeds from or is generated by the divine mind, capital M, mind, God, when it's generated by that which is born is the Son of God. It is our present identity with our divinity, not with humanity struggling to rise above itself, that becomes apparent as the finest possible humanity. The divinity of the Christ was made manifest in the humanity of Jesus, or of you and me. And so it is.
Good. So everybody just take a nice deep breath in. And as you take in this deep breath, exhale really, really slowly. And as you do that, come on into the thought of being unified with 3 strands of the mind, body, and spirit. Because we're all drawing together in 3 strands of our true self. And we are never finished. And we are going for finish, but we will never finish. We will never get it all done, and we will never get it all right, but we will all have all 3 of those strands tight. So as a result, taking steps with this beautiful alchemy, we can be accompanied by such beautiful, blissful feelings, inner peace, contentment, and all of that stuff. And it's highly suggested that you realize that everything must change, like Charles Holt said, and nothing stays the same. Now, I personally felt the line Charles said when he said the young becomes the old and mysteries do unfold. So hang in there as I demonstrate another spiritual process, which is called the Beauty of Alchemy. So breathe in and slowly exhale. And in short, you just need to know that everything must change and nothing stays the same. Now we'll recognize that beauty of alchemy for yourself during this service. So wiggle your fingers and your toes and integrate your mind, your body, and your spirit. And just look around around your space as you a brand new person, that you just woke up this morning, all new, not the same person 5 minutes ago. At least I'm not with the way technology can be sometimes. So anyway, I'm taking a gratitude moment right now. And first, I want to give great thanks to our awesome MC Harvest Bush. She came up with that healing quote. Boy, that was fabulous. She's going to give me that again. But anyway, our talk topic is all about the beauty of alchemy. And Karen A. from Sheepshead Bay, she brought that talk alive. And I know you heard her. Thank you, Karen. That was beautiful. So thank you, Mo, for that beautiful opening prayer. And speaking of the prayer, Reverend Karen and Mo are going to continue to hold the service, the light over our service, all the high watch. And Reverend Millie, too, she's here. So in me thinking today, I think we're going to do a big shout out of blessings to people like we always do. Everybody that's watching and listening, I think I'm going to keep my heart in gratitude for all the healings that we've been having and that I've witnessed this past week, because you know that our consciousness meeting, we still hold the light for little Johnny, who is still in rehab, just got in rehab. He was near death and he had two highly terrible respiratory infections. And today he's in rehab, happy and smiling. So we're still going to hold the high watch for him. And so everybody else under the sound of my voice, know this, what I feel for all of us. I feel the security of God's protecting presence over our entire congregation as you just go around and you care for the people you need to care for, the places and the things that you do for the rest of this week, as you really now wind down and get into the beauty of alchemy this morning. Now, this word alchemy, I'm trying to figure out how do I impart that onto you. So spiritual alchemy is an ancient practice with the goal of spiritual transformation. And also, you got to know that material transformation is also, because science, spiritual science, is about physical and material and spiritual. But know that physical and material are the same as I talk. So I'm just using those words when I say material and when I say spiritual. So we'll know that material could be physical, because I use both of them interchangeably. So on the other hand, this is what alchemy is. It's a mystic science. And it's still contemporary chemists right now, if you will, they call it chemistry. So just know alchemy, just know that. So it began in the medieval period. And back then, chemists, what they wanted to do was they transmute base metals like lead and gold, and they changed it through fire. So the medieval period in this time, now you got to know how far back it was, from the 10th century, 1066 to the 14th century, 1480s or something like that. And that was during a time when a war conquered another country or whatever it was. And the idea behind alchemy then was to alter material things. So here's the beauty of alchemy. Nowadays, we're able to alter our thoughts and transmute them from physical to spiritual, but energetically, if you will. So back then, alchemy was practiced by people who wanted to attain material wealth. So at first, medieval chemists, they wanted to create this universal formula for immortality. Everybody was looking for immortality in the medieval period. They still are. You just probably never notice it now. They got other stuff to talk about, right? But that was for the material side of alchemy. Now it's time for us to understand and create that universal formula on the spiritual side. And you know what I call that? I call it spiritual practice. Okay, so that's what we do to use spiritual alchemy. So the mind and thought, I love Karen's reading, but you'll find out in a second. The mind and thought is what spiritual alchemists deal with. Again, that is just the beauty of alchemy. That could even be any one of us right here, right now. All of us technically could identify with being alchemists. Again, that's the beauty of alchemy. We can be that too. We can call it spiritual practice. We can do whatever we want. Now, I identify I identify with being a chemist because of this book called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho that I read. Woo! He said some powerful stuff. But one of the things, I love words and I love what it means to me. He said, spiritual alchemists purify their thoughts in a transmutation process. The alchemists spent years in their laboratories observing fire that purified those metals. And they spent so much time close to the fire that gradually they gave up the vanities of the world. They discovered that the purification of the metals had led to the purification of themselves. Isn't that powerful? Now, I got that right away. After reading that book, I feel like I totally grew. If that sounds like a good English, but that's my English. I totally understand why I identify as an alchemist today. And I think now you can understand what an alchemist is, because I know some people were going, what does that have to do with this? It's science and spirituality are what? One and the same. So anyway, I was reading this book called As a Man Thinketh, and that was by James Allen. And he has a quote in there that I love words and quotes, they just say. But anyway, he said, change of diet will not help a man who will not change his thoughts. It's all about as a man thinking. But now, today we would not be going with this man thing. I'm just doing it just because of the book, okay? I happen to be a female. In other words, for any goal you're after, humans and all of this man, whatever they used to call humans back then, we're saying humans or people. That's how we speak today, okay? So everything's not about man, this, man, that. So for your goal, let's say, for example, you want to make some changes. What has to happen is changes in your thoughts have to happen first. And if you want to transform from one paradigm into a better one, you're going to have to make pure thoughts. Because if you think you're going to have pure thoughts out of your damaged habits, that's not going to happen. See, we have to make our thoughts pure so we no longer desire to do those impure habits. We got habits, man, and that's all we got to do is learn how to change them. Now, Karen A's reading said that word repent, she mentioned it. It just means a shift to turn it around. See, the shift from the material to the spiritual is based on thought, is on the basis of thought too. So we transform our mind and we purify our thoughts. And then we are transmuting, that's what we're doing. We're transmitting our material thoughts into our spiritual thoughts. Come on, play with me, y'all. Use your imagination here with me. Alchemy deals with the concept of purifying ourselves and then achieving spiritual enlightenment, which can be a metaphor for transforming metals to gold. So alchemy is a discipline, but it's also a process of self-discovery and transformation. So the whole idea with the blacksmith back in the day, sitting there and all that heat, transmuting metal, that represents the desire for transformation. So in the alchemical terms, it's the fire that transforms the metal. In us, the thoughts are the fire. This alludes to the human thoughts and emotions transforming into us. I guess I want to say the metaphor of taking it into the metal and to the gold, from the metal to the gold. So Karen mentioned also another word, reformation. And that word implies that the inevitable transforming power of spirit. It is inevitable that if you transform your thoughts, you are going to transform high into your spirit. Now that's how you get to be in the high watch. The transformation in her reading came from the renewing of the mind, the stuff back in the Bible days, renewing of the mind. That all that means is that we become one mind, and we know that God is the only mind, and that it forms, like she said, it forms into its own likeness. So it is called one mind, because I am the same likeness of God, and so are each and every one of you. And all we have to do is give up some of our time to ourselves. You know, when we want to deal with that oneness. I love talking to the members of this platform who I like for example, Reverend Karen and I, we talk about these practices and they work. We could be in meditation, we could be in contemplation, we could be writing spiritual prototypes. We could even be praying for somebody else. We could be praying for ourselves, for that matter, no matter what we are into or what heavy thought we are in about. No matter how heavy our thoughts are, is what I'm trying to say. Transmutation is happening. So thoughts, like I said, are the fire of this particular transformation phase or transmutation. So transmute your thoughts into the good things and focus on them. Because what happens is people generally focus on what's going on in the present moment. Oh, I'm having a problem. Oh, I just lost my job. Oh, I just had an accident. Oh, yeah. You gotta move to the fire. So when your life feels like it's getting heated, you are subject to change. Like he said, everything must change. But know when the heat's coming, y'all. The process of alchemy is the same for attaining this enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment. So today, alchemy has become a metaphor. Like I keep saying it, I got to let you know. It is for. It's a metaphor for spiritual development and that desire for those of us that just can't do life the way we were doing it before. And we're looking to reach a higher enlightenment for ourselves. And that's our life's goal, right? Our desires, our thoughts, our emotions, our things are things that we can actually transform, guys. Our physical, our mental, our emotional, our spiritual bodies. You think we only got one body? I know. Yeah, you'll find out. Must all be healthy. All the bodies that surround us must all be happy, healthy, happy too, in order to transmute our personality, the personality. Hold it now. Do not own the personality yet. Got to understand why I say that. For argument's sake, let's say that the personality has two parts. One is the authentic part, and the other is the inauthentic part. So now, when we're using the authentic part, it's really related to, let me go to science a little bit, to values and goals, while the inauthentic part contains things like beliefs, our concepts, and some of those beliefs and our concepts may not be true. But your values and goals tell who your personality is, okay? So the beauty of alchemy is something to be experienced. Oh, wow. Here's what I know. It has everything to do with how we benefit from improving the ability to connect our present actions with our future consequences. Oh, it has all that to do with it. So scientists and research. The last research thing I was reading this week about this, what they did was they called this thing future continuity. Spiritual alchemists call it spiritual practice. So research shows the better you can do these two things, either look at the future and understand that you are an alchemist. Research shows the better you can do this, the easier it will be for you to reach any desired outcome you may be having or looking for. See, because science, this came from the scientists in the University of Hamburg. What they did was they proved that this practice works. It's nothing but a spiritual practice, but this is what they did. All we have to do is get the mind in the game, the mind. If you want to go ahead on and play with all of these concepts and beliefs of everybody else's, no, get your mind in the game. Think about how you will behave in the future so you can be that person when you get there. Think about the future, not just necessarily what's the rewards per se, but you better be looking for rewards because you got to get your benefits, right? But just thinking alone strengthens of the future. Thinking alone of the future strengthens your will to make it there. Specifically, this is what you want to do. You want to keep imagining yourself in the future. That's what science is saying. I mean, I'm not the only one. Spirituality, spiritual science, alchemy is the transforming. Think about what you should be doing in the future. Well, this is what I should be having, I should be driving. And I wrote about this red car 5-6 years ago. And I got this red car. So you could be doing the thing or reframing from what you shouldn't be doing. You might say, well, back up there when I get to the future, I certainly should not be broke. I see me as doing this. I said, don't set it right, see it right. And I promise you, you will definitely increase your chances of success. 100, 100, 100. See, the beauty of alchemy involves that transformation from one paradigm to another and let go of that paradigm that no longer serves you in this present life. No more looking at the problem that just hits the fan and begin to see how I want to look in the future. Then we get to practice what science calls future self-continuity. That's what they called it. I love it. So that's another practice. So, and another thing that you do with the future self-continuity is you plan affirmations. So the mental affirmation, you got two types of affirmations. You got the mental affirmations, and it just concerns your mind with the ability to remember and compute your ability to focus on the present and tune out the noise of the present so you can think about and see yourself in the future. That's the mental one. And then you want to use an affirmation like this. Always use you. Never say anything about I'm not ill or this and that. It's not this. It goes like this. I can focus deeply on the task that I'm dealing with right now. Or my memory is sharp. Always use you. My memory is sharp. Okay, that's the mental affirmation. Now let's look at what emotional affirmations do. They relate to your feelings, positive or negative sensations. They're sensations. Get that trip? Emotions, sensations, feelings. Okay, and what they do is they include. You can use affirmations like I found joy everywhere I go. I find joy everywhere I go. Or here's something really more powerful that you might want to use. I bounce back quickly from bad news, because bad news could shoot you down for a whole hour if you don't be careful. I had some bad news about my aunt this week, and I had to move real quick. So I had to say, I bounce back quick from bad news, because I can't help her if I'm in that, can't be there. We have to recognize that Beauty of Alchemy. And we get to do that in CSL Charlotte in our consciousness meeting every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Mostly, and every time I would say, not every time our situations change to our highest and greatest good, we are definitely practicing the beauty of alchemy every single Tuesday. Now, here's how I identify with us all together as one living in the beauty of God. In our practices, we transform our spiritual mind and we purify our physical minds. And we really do that. And we have a process of alchemy, whether our team knew it or not, but it's what I know, right? And it also, I think the word bravery is going to come up before the service is over, because, this is the thing. A lot of people are looking to move out of, with confidence out of one place to another. Maybe they're coming out of lack of confidence to total bravery or to courage or to whatever it is. So, but I'm going to suggest that one thing has helped me. And I know spiritual journals helped. Spiritual journaling has helped me. So the act of writing in a journal is different from keeping track of events mentally. Like, oh yeah, I remember that happened. Oh yeah, I remember that happened. No. Circumstances that you write down and you put down there. What happened is it's a powerful practice to write. Writing is powerful. So a good spiritual practice is like, it's really good because it takes you away from your present thoughts. It could be writing, it could be, like I said, meditation, but let your spiritual practice take you out of that present moment so you can start, sharpening your mind to get over here to the future. There's always something you could look at in the future. So that's awesome. So here's a way to go from courage to bravery. And I'm going to tell you how, because this is a song that's about to come up now. Now, look at it and actually hear what she's asking you and become that. See you in that and learn how to speak up, because you can so quickly change from a person who's meek and always being walked down by people to a person who just speaks up. And that's what this next song is encouraging you to do. I encourage you to be brave. So listen to this and understand that bravery is so doable. So let's get that next song in. I want to see you. I see Groovy. And Groovy was dancing throughout the whole song. And that's how I knew the song was over, yo, Groovy G. So you heard that girl sing that song. And she said, I want to see you say what you want to say and let the words fall out. She said, just be brave. So you can go from lack of consciousness to, a lack consciousness to a prosperity consciousness in one fell swoop. All you got to do is take that step. So the idea is to purify your thoughts to cause you to make the move. And so that's the beauty of alchemy. So with that said, I'm going to turn it back over to our fabulous and awesome MC, Horace the Bush.
Wow, just wow. What an awesome message about alchemy. And my takeaway from that especially was that alchemy is the process of discovery and transformation. And you know what? We have this opportunity right now, because I'm calling on all of you in this community, as we engage in this process toward developing a future generations of leaders. It's important for them to know about this process of alchemy and transformation, because as was said in the message, it is the fire. Those thoughts are the fire. And you know what? This is the perfect time right now to really consciously look at our thoughts as we take this opportunity to give, because that's the fire. And so as you allow yourself to really move into your heart and really think about what we're doing right now and how we're using this opportunity to fully engage in this process with the community. I want you to look at, first of all, that there are many opportunities and ways to be an alchemist right now, and how you donate and participate in that law of reciprocity and law of circulation, because you can actually donate. You're already donating with your wonderful and awesome presence. And you could donate through also through your talent, through your time, through your treasure right now, especially through your treasure. You can do that through making donations through Zelle, through Venmo, and also you can do it through check made payable to CSO Charlotte, and also as well, those of you who like to shop, and I admit I like to as well. When you go to Amazon, you can go to Amazon Smile, and guess what? This community will benefit when you shop. So I invite you right in this moment, since we are all on this idea of alchemy and transformation, I want you, if you haven't already self-muted, to go ahead and do that, because in that whole spirit of alchemy, I want you to recite with me our affirmative giving. So take a deep breath and place your hands over your heart if you desire, and recite with me. Prosperity and abundance flows from the law of circulation of giving and receiving. As I give to the Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, I give of my time, talent, and treasure, which opens the path to my grateful return of good 7 times or more in my life. I am grateful for the universal power that exists to continuously open the paths for all prosperity and abundance that we all receive, and I now prosper. Wow, take a deep breath and just know with me that prosperity consciousness. Know with me right now that all of you, as you have decided to give from your heart, to give from that standpoint of being that alchemist, this community totally and completely benefits from that. And we know from this abundance, we are all changed. From this abundance, we all move forward into being more and completely who we are. And therefore, not just this community, but the world benefits as well. So I just give great thanks right now. I give great thanks, and just knowing that I have this opportunity to continue to grow and transform. I have this opportunity to know that as I give of myself, give of not just what I have, but who I am, that I change, this community transforms, and so does the world. And that's what alchemy is all about. And so I just give thanks and release it into the law, knowing it is done. And so it is. So right now, I am going to pass the mic over to our illustrious resident genius to bring us the announcements and opportunities, Timmy P.
All right. Good morning. Thank you so much, Brother Horace. Good day, everyone joining us live on Zoom or on Facebook this morning, or if you're watching the replay later in the week, thank you for joining us. We would like for you to stay informed and keep up with news that's happening in our community. As you've heard many times today, we are all about change, purification, and we have lots of opportunities for you to do that. So the first stop is visiting our website, cslcharlotte.org, and we want you to become a subscriber. So if you have not subscribed already, visit our website, go down to the bottom of the homepage. There's a form, fill that form out, and it will allow us to add you to our communication newsletters so that you can stay informed about what's going on. Make sure you check your email often because we've been putting out quite a few announcements. We have a couple of events I'm going to talk about in a minute, so we don't want you to miss anything. So the best way to stay in the loop is to subscribe. You can also visit our social media Facebook page. We post inspirational quotes, information about our service replays, various announcements, not as many as is going to come in your email, but we would like for you to go out there and engage with us, engage with others in the community. So do stop by and do that for us. Again, we want to thank you for your donations and support. Brother Horace let us know that we've got many ways that you can support us. I know that we have supporters sending in donations. So I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting our community. This is an image of our homepage. It was refreshed a couple of months ago. If you have not sent me or Reverend Rosedale your picture and you want to be showcased in our member and friends photo album, make sure you send us a picture. I added one recently, so we want to continue to grow our photo album so that our friends can see who we are in our community. All right. I just talked about the first one there, staying informed, so it doesn't hurt to mention it again. You know, make sure that we want you to be connected so that we can all change and transform together. Save the date. On Wednesday of this week, 7 p.m. Eastern, we are going to have a celebration of light ceremony. We encourage everyone to come and join us. We are going to talk about festivals of light, and it's going to remind us about alchemy. You know, we heard about how they purified the metals with fire and light. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to take a moment and do that future self continuity practice, thinking about what we want in the coming year. So we ask you to bring some writing materials because we want you to jot down thoughts that you have during that ceremony that's going to help you remind yourself about the change you seek. Our next ceremony is going to be on December 31st. This is New Year's Eve. We're going to have a burning bowl ceremony. Here we're going to emphasize releasing that which we've discovered no longer serves us, as we focus on what we want, our goals, our highest ideals for ourselves. We're going to jot those down and collect those, because in 6 months we want to check back in with ourselves and see where we are. You know, we talked about how we know how chemists work. They have these experiments that they, you know, do a first test to get a baseline and then continually test, and then make sure that they're achieving the outcome that they want. So we're going to do the same thing. In 6 months, guess what? We're all alchemists and we're going to go through this process together. So bring writing materials and participate with us on New Year's Eve. You've heard us mention a couple of times our weekly consciousness meetings. This is a beautiful place where we do practice being alchemists together. I'm so happy for the praise reports that we get on our little buddy Johnny as he is improving and in rehab right now. So come join us, because we all come together collectively to lift up Johnny and others that desire change, desire transformation in their lives and situations. So come and join us. You've heard me say before, if you can't join us, send us a note and let us know what you want us to hold for you. We want to make you the focus of our attention so that you can change, level up, and transform your life. So that meeting is on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Tuesdays. There's a form on our website where you can tell us you're interested so that we can make sure that you get the logistics and you can join our meetings on Tuesdays. Right now, we do not have any certificated classes, but we are thinking about what we want to offer next. So stay tuned about classes. We'll talk about them here and they'll show up on our website. We have an exciting Heartbeat Poetry Club. They meet on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. We have several poets in our group that enjoy writing publishing their works. So come to the meeting. You can learn where these poems are published so that you can support and like and let our poets know that their work inspires you. So again, our Heartbeat Poetry Club meets on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. On the website, there is a link so that you can request information so that you can also join that meeting. Our Sunday services are recorded each week. We record them in audio and video format. If you go to the website under the More tab, you'll find links for both of those options, and you can watch them on your phones, on your computers. Our videos are now being hosted on YouTube. So anywhere you watch YouTube today, you can watch our services. So we invite you to go on YouTube and also subscribe to our channel on YouTube so you'll get notices and alerts as we post our videos. Finally, our prayer opportunities. We have two. You can, that will support your transformation. First, we have in service or after service live prayer opportunity at the end of our service. So if you are interested in a prayer at the end of service, our prayer coordinator is going to let you know who they are and ask that you reach out and let them know that you desire prayer. And you will be placed in a prayer room with one of our prayer practitioners at the end of service. This is something that we offer to the community. Our prayer practitioners hold space for us throughout the service, throughout the week. And we would love the opportunity to do that for you live at the end of service. So take advantage of that opportunity. We do this each and every week at the end of service. If you desire prayer and you're not here with us live, you can also submit a prayer request on our website. Visit the More tab. There's a prayer request link, and we invite you to submit a prayer request. You always hear me tell you to submit a prayer request if you need support. So if you need support for something that you're trying to change and transform in your life, or if everything is going good and you want us to support your good, let us know that as well. We have a prayer team that receives your prayers and writes up a written prayer to send back to you. Maureen Thurston is our emeritus practitioner, and she manages our prayer tree. And so I invite her to join me to give us an update on our prayer tree.
Thank you, Timothy. We are at 346.
All right. That is amazing.
Nice.
It's
Guys,
good.
get your prayer because it is beautiful. You hear me say I use it. My family, friends, loved ones that I've requested prayer for appreciate the prayers, and so I always enjoy thanking Maureen for loving on me and my family with her prayers. So
Yay, yay,
now
That's
back
a
to
really
our-
easy thing to do, Timmy,
Thank you.
is
So
to love up on you and your family.
I certainly appreciate it.
Just saying.
Now back to our wonderful leader, Reverend Rosedale Jones.
You're just too fabulous, Mo. You're just something else, man. You know, a community that prays together stays together. That's the truth, isn't it? Mo, that's my girl. Thank you, Mo, for doing this for us all the time. So that all said, guys, just remember that you know what to remember. You know, this is usually the time we do the birthdays, right? And you know what? The thing is, I don't know your birthdays. You do, but you could just throw your birthdays into the chat if you want to. And if not, it's okay. But I'll get you one day. I know I will. So anyway, that all being said, know that at the end of this service, before I do that, you know what I need to do? I need to tell all my beautiful platform folk here how much they are totally appreciated by me and everybody that listens, because I think that was just phenomenal, Timmy P, how fabulous you did those announcements. And I love that quote Horace came out with, the healing quote. Whoa, so beautiful. So the thing is, you guys, it's just so awesome to have you. And it's great that Melissa did such a great job of the greeting, and she will be thanked ahead of time for being the technician today, the prayer technician. You know about the prayer technician, right? And then we have Groovy G, who's always mingling and putting things and keeping things straight and telling us what's happening throughout the service, just keeping us all engaged. And I think that is fabulous. And then we also go back again to Timmy P for the music. So, you know, I don't think I forgot any of you. Oh, wait a minute. How did I get Karen A from Sheepshead Bay? The reading. So, you know, y'all folks, you got this because it's you who make this a fabulous community. So I just need you to know that. So for everybody else, for the entire community, don't forget, stay on. You don't have to clock out when everybody else logs out. Stay in, wait, and have a 2 or 3 minute prayer and just go on about your merry way. Know it will be live, confidential, and you can turn off your video if you choose. It's all up to you. So just stay, That's all we ask. So remember, a community that prays together stays together. So we want to pray. Say no more. So now what we need to do in order to remember the beauty of alchemy is to remember that first song. Everything must change and nothing stays the same. Nothing. As the thing goes that says, this too shall pass. Just remember that so that you don't have to always say, I hate changing. Just know everything's going to change. But you just got to decide what behavior you're going to change in order for you to get to remind yourself that, hey, I have to change. Okay? And that's the beauty of alchemy. It is beautiful to know about alchemy, right? And another thing, I think you just want to learn how to, one of the things that most people have is the lack of confidence, I notice, when they first start really coming out to do things for themselves. Just be brave. You know, really, I love that song, man. She was really hitting every note in me when she sang that song. I want to see you be brave. So this last song we have coming on is somewhat of a surprise, but everybody loves it. And it's a thing that you're going to do when you push the corners of your lips up high, and your heart just lights up the whole room when you smile. So everybody, let's get this last song together as we close out. And then Mo is going to close us out. Oh, indeed, y'all. Okay. You look so much better when you, yeah, that's where we at, Ruby. Yeah. You look so much better when you, yeah, y'all. That's so fabulous. I love that song. So that was a good thing for us to really finish off with. Just smile. So anytime things look like they're going all sideways, just smile. Just smile. And it all works out. Yeah. So Reverend Karen, Mo, and you know, Reverend Karen and Mo were holding the light for us the whole time. But Mo is going to be the one to close us out today. Just love this woman. Please, Mo.
That's right back at you. Love you too.
Yeah.
So as we take and feel the energy from what this service has created here today for us at the beginning of our day, I know that we take this energy and this love and this message forward into not only the rest of the day, but the rest of the week. And it fuels us to keep going forward and to keep contributing and making a difference, not only in our own lives, but those of the lives around us. And I know that as we approach the Christmas holiday sooner, that everything that we need falls into place easily and smoothly, because Spirit is orchestrating this symphony. As I release, I am filled with gratitude for each and every one of you, for the seen and the unseen. And together we say, I know that this day is blessed beyond any type of measure. We release, we let go, we let God, and so it is.
And so it is. Woohoo! Woo, woo. Yes, indeed. And so it is. It's all good, everybody. And now it's time for me to say to everyone, Merry Christmas. Whatever you're doing, if you're off for the next week, just have a great, wonderful time and love what you're doing. You know, be like Reverend Millie here, who's traveled to her grandbabies. You know what I mean? I got mine built in. I only got two, so they're always with me. So that's a good thing. But anyway, Reverend Millie, thank you all, and I will see you all Wednesday. That's right. And the 21st, on the 21st. I'm looking forward to everyone showing up on the 21st.